Hi, Kate here, and welcome back to our video series on learning to learn at home. Today it's video number 8, and we're going to be looking at the steps to success. Evolving from how we are today as a learner to who we want to be as a learner takes time, and it takes deliberate steps. The more conscious we are and the more reflectively we make those steps, the more likely we are to be successful in our journey. So what we're going to do today is introduce you to an exercise that you can do together with your child. You will do this individually with each child so that you give them the time and space to really reflect on who they are and who they want to become. It's quite a personal journey that we all make, so it's really good to do this individually with each child. So what we need to do is to begin with the version of ourselves that we would like to become. So we're going to be looking at where we are now, how we are today, and where we want to be in the future. Now, this version of ourselves can be set at any point in the future, but we really want to be visualizing who we're going to be and how we're going to be behaving when we've completely got this down, when we feel confident and competent that if we want to learn something, we know how to go about doing that. And it doesn't mean, being independent doesn't mean that you only ever learn things by yourself. It just means that you become the driver of your own learning. You become the person who makes the decisions. You become the person who can tell when it's going well or when it's going badly, and you know what to do to change your destination halfway along that journey if you need to. So we're going to start with the end of the journey. Begin with the end in mind. What are you aiming for? If we don't know what we're aiming for, it's very difficult for us to arrive where we want to be. So imagine this version of your child in the future. You really want them to be imagining this, but you can help them and guide them with this process. Populate that last box with the version of who they want to be. What will be the things that they're doing differently? What will they think about themselves as learners? There's some examples in this box that you can use, but please don't copy them. Please make them about your child. And then the next step is to look at where you are today. And you want to do this in a really non-judgmental way. It's not about thinking, oh, I'm terrible now. It's about really just putting yourself under the microscope in a compassionate way, noticing how you are today, who you are as a learner, and beginning to think about why that might be. And when you've got your starting point and your end point, you can see just how big a journey or how small a journey it is that you need to make. And the next stage is the middle plank, if you like, in this bridge between today and this future version of yourself. And in here, you want to imagine yourself halfway there. What kinds of behaviors will you have left behind? What kinds of behaviors will you be moving towards? And once you've got that version of yourself in your mind's eye, the next stage is to think, how will I be when I'm nearly there? And this is a great place to start thinking about measurable targets, about SMART targets, about being really specific and maybe beginning to put timings on there. How long will you be able to do things for? How many different people will you need to ask? Make sure that they're achievable targets. You don't want to be missing them at this stage. This is the stage where you want to be setting yourself targets that you think you can achieve. So you want them to be realistic, and making them time-bound is really helpful as well. By this date, I expect that I will be able to do this. It gives you something really concrete to work towards. When you can visualize that version of yourself, the next piece of the puzzle, or the last plank, if you like, in this bridge to make it nice and solid, is the very next version of yourself. Again, habits don't change overnight. If it was as easy as downloading a worksheet, having a conversation with your child, filling it in, and voila, they've magically changed overnight, none of us would have any parenting issues, or none of us would have to do this for ourselves about our own behaviors. Habits need to evolve over time, which means you are gradually replacing behaviors that you've picked up along the way that were helpful at some point, but are no longer serving you, with better behaviors and habits that are going to take you towards the version of yourself that you would like to be. So this very next version of yourself, you're really thinking about things that you're going to do differently, things that you're going to try that you've not been successful with before, or your new things that you're going to try that you haven't tried before and you're not sure if they're for you. So that's how the steps to success work. You divide the journey into manageable steps. You really visualize the version of yourself in each of those steps so that you can see yourself becoming this new version of yourself who can totally handle new learning situations, even ones that feel very challenging. So you can download all of the resources in the links below this video, and there's more that you can find on our website if you need to. We would love to hear from you about how your journeys are going, how the transformation between where you are today and who you want to be in the future is coming along. It's a great opportunity to do this as a whole family, to really put your learning habits under the microscope and be compassionate and curious about why you've developed the habits that you have and which habits would you like to replace them with. So as always, please share your success stories with us. Also share any challenges that you're facing with us. And if you have any questions at all, or if there's anything specific that you would like us to add to future videos, please do get in touch and let us know. That's all for today, and I'll look forward to speaking to you again soon. Take care.